Philadelphia Society for Services to Children, strengthening families, preventing child abuse and neglect. Philadelphia Society for Services to Children, founded upon the conviction that children are our most precious and vulnerable resource. We ensure them the maximum opportunity to achieve their potential.
At PSSC, we're committed. We help parents and caregivers overcome difficulties and challenges that can eventually unravel and break up a family. We show them how to set and achieve goals, overcome obstacles, and advocate for themselves. With family therapy services and legal advice, PSSC puts Philadelphia's at-risk families on solid ground and connects them to critical community resources such as educational, mental health, medical, and financial programs to keep them on their feet. For more than 170 years, we've served some of the most vulnerable families in Philadelphia. With a clear reduction in the use of the public foster care system, we're seeing tangible results.
In 1835, a group of young men from local churches established the Home Missionary Society, which later expanded to become the Interchurch Child Care Society. Finding large numbers of children in precarious living conditions or without protection or security, the society took these orphans under their wing. Almost 50 years later, when few legal protections existed for children, concerned Philadelphians formed the Pennsylvania Society to Protect Children from Cruelty, to advocate for their legal and physical needs. The two historic agencies merged in 1980 to form the Philadelphia Society for Services to Children, PSSC. PSSC's mission remains focused on children, and its programs continue to meet their needs.
Today, many people still live in stress-filled environments with little or no resources or support systems. The challenges of living in unsafe neighborhoods with scarce job opportunities and a lack of affordable housing and health care can lead to substance abuse and all too often to incarceration. Children frequently live with relative caregivers because their parents are deceased, physically or mentally ill, drug addicted, incarcerated, abusive, or neglectful. Such conditions cause kids to feel abandoned, and caregivers can feel resentful or guilty despite their love for their children. PSSC offers programs to stop these negative cycles and point families in a positive direction.
PSSC introduced FAST, Families and Schools Together, to McDaniel Elementary School, a Philadelphia public school with a history of violence. The program brings together entire families, school faculty, and community members to resolve students' behavioral problems, improve academic performance, and keep them in school. A nationally recognized program, FAST strengthens families and bridges gaps between parents and schools. Launched initially in one school, the program then expanded to 6 schools, and today PSSC serves a total 30 Philadelphia public elementary schools. The word on the street, FAST works. Grades go up while suspensions go down.
Hello, my name is Yolanda Thompson. I live in West Philadelphia. I'm age 37.
I am an administrative specialist at Temple University and have been since 1988.
The time before PSSC, I had very little hope. I learned of the FAST program when I went to open house at my daughter's school.
Okay, the way I was introduced to PSSC was because my son had been having behavioral problems at the elementary school, and it was because of him that we were identified to join this FAST program, Families and Schools Together. Helps the parents deal with things that happen at the school and sort of ties you in with the principal and different support bases that you need if your child goes to that school.
My daughter loved FAST because she got to spend time with me, one-on-one personal time, which I did not afford her because I was too busy trying to maintain the household.
I think that FAST helped at various stages in the school. where there were times that we had concerns that we wanted to take to the principal, and she would be at the meetings. I mean, she would come to the meetings with us, and that made us feel a whole lot better. We didn't feel, so much alone, and we felt it was easy to talk to her in that forum, I thought.
When we went too fast, I met parents and children at the school that I hadn't met in the time from kindergarten to 4th grade.
And then we did something that they called special feelings, and that was the most helpful for me. And we do that now at home, where they had the emotions put onto paper, and we would hold it up and ask, what is this feeling? And I was surprised that my kids didn't even know some of those things. So now I thought back, they didn't even know what I was talking about half the time when there was a problem. But that helps them. It helped them tremendously, and we still use that now.
Now I'm a parent partner. I joined the team at the FAST, and I contribute what FAST contributed to me.
More than 64,000 children live with relative caregivers in the city of Philadelphia. This represents 1 in 6 of the children in our community. The number of relative-headed families in Pennsylvania increases every year. The brave caregivers that take in these children often face multiple challenges, including legal, financial, emotional, and health problems. The Kids and Kin program remains committed to its goal to support these families with services that promote safety and stability at home.
PSSC developed Kids and Kin in 1992 to serve and stabilize families when children's biological parents are absent. Kids and Kin provides family therapy, home visits, and legal assistance to families reshaped by traumatic crisis. In fact, the Kids and Kin program includes a service unique to children with incarcerated parents. With support groups and trips to Muncie Women's State Correctional Institution, PSSC unites children and their mothers. Through Kids and Kin, PSSC ensures children continue to grow up in safe, loving homes when crisis strikes unexpectedly.
My name is William Spratley.
My name is Sharon Cotman.
My name is Shadia Brown.
I was at work and I received a phone call regarding my daughter and my 2 grandsons. That DHS did an investigation and that my 2 grandsons were going to be taken away from my daughter. The next step for me was getting to Philadelphia as soon as possible. I arrived to Philadelphia by Greyhound, went to my parents' home. The next day I immediately went down to the court systems to file the paperwork to get an emergency appeal. Went to DHS to get a letter stating that the kids was being taken away from my daughter. I had to go back to court to give everything to the magistrate to file for emergency custody order for my 2 grandsons.
I came to Kids and Kin when my daughter passed away, and she left me with 3 grandsons, I'm sorry. And my goal was, when I got into Kids and Kin, was to get custody of the 3 children and to just have all the help I could get.
The next step was I met with a caseworker, which is Sylvia Horse. Sylvia was my angel. We set up a one-on-one to come to my home, and I must say that was something that I wasn't too comfortable with because I didn't know what to expect. But once I met Miss Sylvia at my door, that was it. She was my angel. She came into the home, and it was like history from there.
Well, Kids and Kin is great. I mean, they is really top of the line. They helped me from morning. Denise would come to my house in the mornings, and she would stay there until like 4 o'clock in the afternoon, just to make sure I had everything I needed.
Kids and Kin, they bring in so much. So, I mean, it's so much. The first thing was information that I wasn't familiar with, like the welfare grants, what I could apply for, what I was eligible for, funding as far as housing, resources for my kids like dental, and keeping appointments. Phase 2 was family therapy, which I also was a part of that too. And with both of those, phase 1 and phase 2 of those programs, I was able to get as much information as I could from keeping my appointments for William, for his dental, and Anthony, eye exams, getting him ready for kindergarten schools. Miss Sylvia came in. She went to the schools with me. She was just everything that I needed as far as, I don't even look at her as a social worker. I look at her as a family member. She's a family household member now. So it was wonderful.
Kids and Ken helped me with Thanksgiving. They also helped me with Christmas, but we're going to start with Thanksgiving. They gave me 12 boxes of food, from macaroni to turkey to ham, everything. Stuffing, everything. And then same for Christmas.
What happened this Christmas was, this was the first Christmas for my little brother and sister, the first actual good Christmas. I've done things in the past, but it never was a full Christmas childlike experience. It was just straight 1 or 2 gifts, that was it. This Christmas, we had a tree, we decorated together, we put the snow on the windows, we did the lights, we did the gingerbread houses. Then Kids and Ken brought us all these gifts. They came and it surprised me because I thought they was going to get like 1 or 2 bags of gifts. But when the lady came, she came in this big old minivan, and the whole back of the minivan was full with bags and gifts. And I'm thinking, okay, we're going to get a couple of bags out of the bag. And I'm like, I'll come grab a couple of bags. But she was like, everything. I'm like, all of this? She's like, everything. And we just was bringing bags and then food, and they gave me money for my bills, food from the supermarket, toys, underwear, socks, clothes. And then when the kids came home from school and they walked in the living room and they just seen all the gifts, they just can't wait to get up the next morning. They just were so happy. And it's just like, it's so special because this is their first Christmas. And my little sister, she's 11, and she was so excited because, the other kids are a little younger. But she just kept saying, this is my first, I can't wait to go back to school to tell, my friends that I got a Bratz clock and they had this. And it was just the wrapping all over the floor. I had to clean up wrapping like 3 times. It was just wrapping everywhere. I was breaking into a sweat, cleaning up the wrapping, and they were just opening the gifts, and it was just opening. I'm like, is more gifts in that bag? They're like, yeah, and they just was opening it and playing, and and then after we got all the gifts opened and everything, we sat down on the living room floor and we played with some of their toys and the card games, like all the family games that they gave us. And we ate pizza, and we just stayed up just late, just having fun. Nobody was fussing and arguing. We were just a big, happy family, and it just was great.
Now I have my own place. I'm employed full-time. I'm not on welfare anymore. But the biggest thing was my daughter. My daughter and I, we have a family bond. She lives with us now. The 2 boys are doing better in school now, and we're building a family now. I have my family. Without this organization, I would have been a grandfather with 2 grandkids without my family. I mean, this organization is just like, it's been so much to me. I have my family